In recent years, the proliferation of inexpensive drones has posed a significant challenge to sophisticated and costly Western missile defense systems. This asymmetric warfare tactic, employed by groups like the Houthi in Yemen and supported by Iran, has raised concerns about the effectiveness and sustainability of traditional air defense strategies. As we delve into this topic, it's worth noting that all sources used in this analysis are included in the description below for further reference. The stark contrast between the cost of drones and the missiles used to intercept them is at the heart of this issue. Houthi rebels in Yemen, for instance, have been deploying drones that cost as little as $2,000 to $20,000 each. These relatively simple unmanned aerial vehicles, UAVs, are often equipped with explosives and used in swarm attacks, presenting a formidable challenge to even the most advanced defense systems. On the other side of the equation, Western nations and their allies are forced to use expensive interceptor missiles to counter these threats. The US Navy, for example, has been using missiles that can cost up to $2.1 million each to shoot down Houthi drones in the Red Sea. This astronomical cost disparity, potentially a thousand-fold difference, raises serious questions about the long-term viability of such defense strategies. Israel's Iron Dome system provides another illustrative example of this cost imbalance. While highly effective, with a reported success rate of around 90%, each Iron Dome interceptor missile costs between $40,000 and $50,000. In contrast, the rockets it intercepts, often fired by Hamas, can cost as little as a few $100s each. During intense conflicts, Israel may find itself launching multiple expensive interceptors against numerous cheap incoming threats, leading to a significant drain on resources. The situation becomes even more complex when considering the potential for drone swarms. These coordinated groups of UAVs can overwhelm defense systems through sheer numbers, potentially exhausting missile inventories and creating gaps in air defense coverage. As Dr. Stacy Pettyjohn, director of the defense program at the Center for a New American Security, notes, there's really good and necessary experimentation happening in response to these challenges. At this point, I'd like to encourage our viewers to engage with this content. If you're finding this analysis informative, please consider liking and sharing this video. Your support helps us continue to bring you in-depth coverage of critical issues. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more content like this. The cost-effectiveness of drones as offensive weapons has not gone unnoticed by state actors either. Iran, for instance, has been developing and deploying a range of low-cost drones, some of which have been used in conflicts across the Middle East. The Iranian Shahd 136 drone, which has been used in attacks on oil facilities and in the Ukraine conflict, is estimated to cost between $20,000 and $50,000 per unit. This is a fraction of the cost of traditional cruise missiles or combat aircraft, making it an attractive option for asymmetric warfare. The potential for cheap drones to weaken Western defense systems is a growing concern among military strategists. The sheer volume of drones that can be produced and deployed for the cost of a single advanced fighter jet or air defense system creates a significant challenge. As Behnam Ben Taleblu, a senior fellow at the Foundation for Defense of Democracies, points out, quantity now has a quality of its own, and our adversaries understand this. This drone proliferation is forcing a rethink of traditional air defense strategies. The US Department of Defense is actively exploring new technologies to counter the drone threat more cost-effectively. These include directed energy weapons like lasers, which could potentially neutralize drones at a fraction of the cost of missile interceptors. However, these technologies are still in development and face their own set of challenges, including power requirements and effectiveness in various weather conditions. Another approach being considered is the development of low-cost counter-drone systems. These could include electronic warfare capabilities to jam drone communications or even deploying friendly drones to intercept hostile ones. The goal is to create a more balanced cost equation in drone defense. The drone challenge extends beyond just military applications. Commercial drones, which are widely available and relatively inexpensive, can also be modified for hostile purposes. This accessibility adds another layer of complexity to the defense equation, as potential threats can come from a much wider range of actors. The implications of this drone dilemma extend far beyond immediate military concerns. It raises questions about the future of warfare and the allocation of defense budgets. Nations may need to reassess their investment in expensive, high-tech weapons systems in favor of more numerous, less costly alternatives that can effectively counter drone swarms. Moreover, the drone threat is reshaping military doctrine and tactics. As retired Lieutenant General David Barno, former commander of U.S. forces in Afghanistan, warns, U.S. soldiers fighting future wars are going to be pummeled by the saturation of the drones on the battlefield. This prediction underscores the urgency of developing effective counter-drone strategies and technologies. The international community is also grappling with the legal and ethical implications of drone warfare. The ease with which drones can be deployed across borders and their potential for causing significant damage while minimizing risk to the attacker raises complex questions about sovereignty and the rules of engagement in modern conflicts. As we look to the future, it's clear that the challenge posed by low-cost drones to expensive missile defense systems is not going away. It represents a fundamental shift in the nature of warfare and defense strategy. Western nations and their allies will need to innovate rapidly to develop cost-effective countermeasures that can keep pace with the evolving drone threat. The rise of cheap drones as a means to overwhelm expensive missile defense systems represents a significant challenge to Western military superiority. It highlights the need for a more agile and adaptive approach to defense technology and strategy. As this drone dilemma continues to unfold, it will undoubtedly shape the future of warfare and international security dynamics for years to come.